Former NFL scout outlines how Shedeur Sanders can become a franchise QB in 2 years. As the draft approaches, the hype around Shedeur Sanders is starting to fade. Just a month ago, many predicted he would be a top 5 pick and the first quarterback off the board, but his draft stock has since taken a hit. While some believe Sanders will continue to slide down draft boards, others still see him as a top 10 pick and a potential franchise quarterback, including Louis Riddick. Riddick is high on Shedeur and sees him as a franchise player. He believes teams should be competing to draft him and follow the process of developing him. Teams that draft him need to build a QB room that helps him in learning what it takes to be a franchise QB. The team should allow him to take his team and get the lay of the land before taking over the QB1 spot in his sophomore year. Lewis believes Sanders has the making of a franchise player, with all his tangible and intangible qualities. I view him as a franchise player. I view him as a franchise QB who would be great again to follow the blueprint. Draft him, have the QB room set up to where he can get his bearings, get settled in year 1, and then take off in year 2. He has what you want. According to Riddick, Shedeur has mental toughness, and contrary to popular belief, he also has arm strength and mobility. His performance has exceeded expectations for someone playing with a poor offensive line and no run game. Despite that, he showed great accuracy and mental acuity and knows how to drive the ball down the field, but a franchise QB has to deal with a lot of other things besides his on-field performances. Sanders can do all those things perfectly because he carries himself well, showing class and maturity because Deion raised him the right way. However, if the team pass on inside the top 10, then things get uncertain. While Riddick praised the Bucs QB for his unique abilities and strong personality, qualities he believes were instilled by Deion Sanders, others view Shedeur's demeanor less favorably. Shedeur's confidence isn't working in his favor. Deion Sanders has always had a bold personality that could rub people the wrong way, but his talent backed up his swagger. He instilled those same qualities in his sons, raising them to be confident, strong-willed men. Typically, confidence is seen as a positive trait except when it comes to Shedeur Sanders and the traditionalists who run NFL teams. According to Joshua Perry of NBC Sports, teams are hesitant to draft a quarterback who speaks his mind openly or is so confident that he doesn't feel the need to speak at all. Many front offices have a rigid idea of what a quarterback should be, and when a player doesn't fit that mold, it raises doubts. The personality is always going to be a question. Deion Sanders has raised children that are confident and speak like he does in many ways. I don't think teams are always to have a guy who's maybe more outspoken. They want the guy to fit a certain mold when it comes to being a QB. Shedeur's personality is part of the reason his draft stock is falling, with teams questioning whether they want his demeanor in their building and locker room. Yet, in focusing so heavily on his personality, these teams risk overlooking a franchise-caliber talent who has shown he can thrive in any situation. Ultimately, personality doesn't win games, talent does, and Shedeur has plenty of it. Critics and analysts often spin narratives like this about players, particularly black players. The NFL, like many organizations, tends to prefer conformity over individuality. Too often, teams focus on the wrong factors and end up paying the price.